Welcome back, family. I got a little task to take care of. These these last little three pepper plants, I got to get them transplanted. But I mean, I went outside and I rounded up all of this pine straw. It's mostly pine straw. It does have pine cones in it and leaves. I'll use that to put at the bottom of my buckets. I still have some restaurant buckets left, but I'm also gonna use some storage totes. That way I can kind of. I don't want to be ripping and running. I mean, he said I can come back get them anytime. The guy actually, he was interested in if I had a local garden because if he was able to use local crops, he said his food would taste better. So that's something I'm actually interested in. I'm seeking land. I'm seeking land, just not in this area, but other areas within the Gulf Coast. So I told him I'm not ready to do that just yet, but I told him I'm glad he mentioned that because I will progress forward, and it makes a lot of sense if your produce is fresh. It's gonna taste better rather than if it's frozen or if it's sprayed with whatever it takes to make the stuff last longer. For shipment, it's gonna taste better. So I told him, I'll I'll let him know, and I'll constantly be in touch with him as I progress forward. But task forward, we're gonna get these last peppers transplanted. That one small one, I might let it go another week, but I got to get three of them transplanted at least because they are definitely root bound. Now it's the same routine. I'm gonna use this storage tote. It's cracking up anyway, so I'll put it to use. I'm big on recycling. I've told you guys that a lot. Rather than me throwing this away just because it's chipping away, I'll get some more use out of it. So I got a pocket knife here. I'm gonna punch some holes in it. I'll put two pepper plants in this one. I'll put one that's on the bigger side. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and plant all of those pepper plants. So I'm gonna put one that's big and one that's small, and I might put a cardboard, a piece of a cardboard box in between. That way the roots won't intertwine. But that's probably not even necessary. I gotta be careful because this plastic, this storage tote is very fragile. So I just want to make a hole. I don't want to crack it and sacrifice the whole tote. So that's one hole down. I mean, you can put as many holes as you want. I'm gonna put 4 to 6 holes. Make them small. I like having water to retain at the bottom of my pots. That way the plants can wick the water back up. Uh, Being that I'm gone a lot, that method works. The plants get thirsty. Plants are living things. They'll wick the moisture back up. You have to be careful when you do this. You don't want to be too rough and just crack the whole bottom. Then at that point, I really have to be creative on how to recycle this tote that's already near end. So trust me, if there's a way to use it, I will. We throw away so much stuff we can use. We gotta stop sacrificing the time that we put in at work. It's so easy to go swipe a credit card. Very easy. I mean, you get back to cash and carry, that's easier. I mean, maybe it make you think more if you got less in your wallet. So I'll put 2 pepper plants in here. Done deal with that. Make 4 holes in the bottom of this container. Now you guys can always go on Nextdoor and that's how I got all my free containers. It's just a freaking bucket. No need to go out and buy something that you're gonna sit outside in the yard. You know, after Easter comes, I get me a lot or whatever. Those peppers are gonna stay outside, and I will put some of the peppers. I will direct sow them into the ground. I'm a big fan of the ground. I mean, there's certain techniques, and we'll discuss them on how to keep pests away from your vegetables, your fruits, whatever you're growing. I mean, the greenhouse is beneficial too because it's subtropical here, so therefore freezes come, you know. So I don't want to play the games with the weather. So I'll do whatever it takes to protect my plants from getting frozen. I mean, I lost the tomatoes. It's not a big deal. I'll sow the tomatoes right at spring. I mean, we're in spring right now, but I'll sow them and they'll produce. It's not a biggie. All right, we're gonna get these things transplanted. All right, I got the pine straw in there. I packed it down as much as I possibly could. I got pine straw in here, and I also got some leaves, pine cones as well. It's just a buffer, some sticks in here, just a buffer. There's no point in filling that whole thing up with good soil. And remember, I make my own soil in a sense. Now, when prices come down, I'll save that labor on myself. Prices come down on the good potting mix. If it ever comes down, I'll buy it, I'll use it. I mean, but when it all boils down to it, you can make your own potting mix. It's not a big deal. I mean, all you got to do, your kitchen scraps, you just throw your kitchen scraps together and bury it in the soil. I mean, and it provides good nutrients. It's a good balance. Put leaves in there, that's your potassium. You put your banana peels or whatever, that's your nitrogen. I mean, it's going to provide the essential nutrients that are needed. So I'll add the soil and we'll be right back. Okay, family, I went ahead and I completed the process. I got everything transplanted in. This is recent transplant. I watered them in with my self-made fertilizer water. So tomorrow I'll water them again. They'll be here for a week by themselves. I mean, there's nothing to it. Just to review what I did, I filled up probably about to this point with pine straw sticks, miscellaneous outdoor stuff, pine cones. I filled up to that point, and then I used a little bit of topsoil, the cheap Walmart topsoil, about up to this point, and then I used some Miracle-Gro gardening soil. It's the ground gardening soil. It's not the potting mix. The potting mix is the good stuff. So the potting mix kind of pricey right now. Every now and then, what I'll do, I'll use my self-made fertilizer. I'll do that once a week. Use regular water, intermittent, and then I'll also throw banana peels in here as well. But the process is working. The pepper plants are growing. It's still unseasonably cool. We're still getting a lot of rain, so the weather's not ideal to be outdoors. I also got a couple other plants outside. We'll go check them out. Yep, and they're doing good. I'll bring them in because I'm sure we'll get another cool night. I gave them good water. I watered these pretty heavy, so I got them outside. My other video, I spent a lot of time, probably about a good 8 minutes doing this, but the volume wasn't up to par, so I was like, Oh well, it is what it is. I just show you guys the end result, and I'll bring these back in, of course. But loving these plants. I mean, this is what keeps me going. This is some people put things and put their time into a job, which I do as well. And the job, they give me money back. I mean, it is what it is. Got to work. But these, like I say, I'm big on recycling, and I give my energy to these plants, and these plants, they will give me peppers in return. You know, so I got to give them good vibes. They're gonna give me good vibes in return. I'm real big on just questioning a lot of things in life. It's the same thing. I mean, this is Luana here. I talk to my plants. I mean, I love my plants. They give me love back. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm a loner, but I'm not depressed. I've been through that. And if you are going through depression and anxiety, I would say turn to Mother Nature. Go touch a tree. Go get barefooted. It works. It works. Change your mindset. Guys, have a beautiful weekend. And you know what? I mean, I don't call myself a counselor or anything, but I've been through quite a bit. Comment. I mean, throw a comment in the comment section. If you're out there, reach out to me. I mean, it's you don't have to be alone. I mean, and really and truly, you aren't alone. If you're within nature, you're definitely not alone. So join that breeze too. Goodbye. You guys have fun for the weekend.